All right, all right, all right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. No games, just business podcast. This is an episode. This is Rumor Report Wednesdays, new segment here. I'm Darius. I'm here with my man Don. What's up, Don? How's it going,
I
brother?
I cannot complain. I cannot complain. Ready to get this thing started. Before we get started though, everyone, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, comment on Facebook, Instagram. Leave 5 stars on Spotify. Leave 5 stars on Apple. I'm not too sure about the algorithms and other stuff, but just leave some comments, show some love, and subscribe.
Hey, man. Like you said, subscribe, like, share. Granny loves football too, man, and
I'm
basketball.
trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. Now, who wouldn't want to see us on the camera? You know what I'm
See?
saying?
That's what I like to hear, Don. That's what I like to hear. Rumor Report Wednesdays, man oh man, first segment. First episode of Rumor Wednesdays, and it's time to get it, man. So, what we got on the agenda today? We got Rumor Report, and you know what? I'm gonna start it off, man. I gotta bring it to the. I won't even say hometown because I'm not from here, but that's my squad. If you know me, I am a Tracy McGrady fan, so this is the reason why I am a Houston Rockets fan. But you know what? I I didn't mind when James Harden was on the roster, and
Oh, that's where you going with
happily,
this.
we would happily welcome him back. Hey, even though he ain't the
Oh,
scorer that he used to be, but we'll happily welcome him back with this young roster here that we got. James Harden expected to pursue going back to the Houston Rockets. I mean, him and the owner got a great relationship. Him, the owner, and the son got a great relationship. He's been working out with our young players. I mean, we got some young talent on the roster. We got Jalen Green. We got Sengun, who is a baller. He can pass. He can score. He can rebound. I like him. I like him. We got Kevin Porter Jr. and Jabari Smith. Jabari, I think he will develop into a solid NBA player. 6'11" at the three. That's that's a good size right there. And you already know when we get Victor Wanna,
oh
I don't want to,
man.
I don't want to butcher his name, but when Victor
You're not
Wanna
getting
come to Houston, it's
You're not
lit,
getting
man. We back. What you think, Don? You think Harden going back to Houston?
I don't know, man. I just don't get why he would want to go there. To be honest with you, I guess he missed strip clubs or something. Cause the Rockets ain't winning nothing no time soon. I guess it's more about being comfortable. I guess I just don't understand why go back to Houston. But I will say it could happen. I mean, the 76ers ain't on nothing. So it could happen. I've seen a lot of reports of it also. Y'all do got some talent. I don't think y'all getting Victor Wembanyama either. I think he gonna end up in Charlotte.
Oh, come
LaMelo,
on,
man, come on now. LaMelo out for the whole year, the rest of the
come
year. Come
on.
on now. Hey, we need that down here so we can go. Hornets basketball, but it's hard to watch. They get Lamelo and Victor. That'd be something worth going to see.
Lamelo can't stay healthy, man. You don't want to go
Hey,
there.
they Puma gonna have to do something about his ankles. I ain't gonna lie to you. Jesus.
Yeah.
Um, my first one. The Jets are the favorites in the AFC East if they get Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr.
Hmm.
So that would mean they're gonna be better than the Patriots, Dolphins, and Bills.
I would say that would catapult them over the Dolphins. I don't know why, but I got this deep feeling. It's like that deep feeling I had with the Broncos the first year. But I got a deep feeling that the Dolphins are going to regress slightly. I don't think they're going to be as good as they were this year. And there's a potential I think they may miss the playoffs. But it's still very early. We don't know what kind of all-season moves they're going to make. We don't know if they're going to get a running back. As far as the Patriots, I think they're always going to be like that middle of the pack team where they're like pretty much 500. for the for the next year or two. They'll win like 8 games, 9 games. Uh, so I could see them being the second best team in that division and competing with the Bills, but I don't see them being better than the Bills. I think the Bills will find another receiving threat, and hopefully they get a running back. I don't know, you know, if Leonard Fournette would get there and how much he really has in the tank. Uh, what other running back is out there that they're talking about maybe going to the Bills? You got Kareem Hunt. I don't know.
Bijan Robinson.
That's gonna be a big one. That's gonna be a big
Yeah.
one. I don't I see them with at least Aaron Rodgers being number two. With Derek Carr, I think they'll fall maybe to number three.
Um. Honestly, I think with either one of them, I think they probably get to number two. I don't think with Rodgers. I'm starting to turn on the Rodgers stuff. I'm starting to start feeling like he might have a Russ year this year because I ain't gonna say as bad as Russ last year, but hey, last year wasn't Rodgers' best. They missed the playoffs. I mean, he didn't show up at the beginning of training of offseason workouts to help his young receivers get more comfortable with him. And so, do you think he's gonna come there early to the Jets? Maybe. I can't say maybe he will, but I'm just not too sure that they're gonna actually win the AFC East or they're to be the favorites in the AFC East, especially with Josh Allen still being a top three quarterback.
I mean, if they can get them some O line help, they got two solid options at the receiver, which they didn't have with the Packers. Um, I mean, Christian Watson started picking it up at the end of the year, which
Hmm.
which I think he's going to be a really good deep threat. It's just with him, he just can't stay healthy. Um, I mean, I think with Rodgers, he still has some arm talent, but the defense is going to be able to carry them, and Rodgers isn't going to lose. Like he doesn't turn the football over that much. So with him, I think he'll be able to game manage a little bit more in that system. It's just Rodgers got to get out of his own head. Like and not even like he's always in his own way. Like it's always he's always blame deflects. He has a hard time of just taking some responsibility. So and he's been a great player, but it's just I think his arrogance sometimes gets in his way. But if you put that aside as a player, I think he would fit well in that system, and I think he can elevate that team to a playoff to being in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I'm
What you
hoping
got
and
next?
praying Derek Carr comes to the Saints. So
Be careful what you wish for. Hey, Derek Carr. I seen Frank Wright say he got Derek Carr still got 5 good seasons in him.
wow. Well, I don't know. New York promised Derek Carr a spot
Hall of Fame.
in the Hall of Fame. He go to New York, so
Yeah.
I guess he's like that. But anyway,
Yeah.
uh, another rumor report. Philly drafts Bijan Robinson with the 10th pick. I mean, if you think about it, they got an elite roster. They got the pass rush. They got the DBs. I mean, you got to find a way to replace James Bradbury. Gardner Johnson is also a free agent, so we don't know if they're going to bring him back. But I mean, offensively, your outside threats are there. Your O line is there. Your quarterback is there. Miles Sanders is a free agent. So would you rather pay Miles Sanders or would you rather draft the best running back in the class where you still have another first round draft pick to pick up another piece, whether it's a corner or another edge rush, a young edge rush. Um, I mean, to be honest with you, the few top 10 running backs that really actually the only top 10 running backs. There's been a lot of first round draft pick running backs, but the only top 10 running backs they went to sorry teams. I mean, you got CMC, Leonard Fournette, Adrian Peterson, Ladainian Tomlinson. None of these running backs led their teams when the team was already bad and they drafted a running
Hmm.
back within the top 10 and you go to a bad organization, they have never won a Super Bowl. So why not get the best running back in the class? You already have the roster around him. Now you got fresh legs in the backfield. It takes pressure off Jalen Hurts, which I feel like he thrives through the pressure. But you know, now you have young talent there and fresh legs in the backfield that can catapult the offense even more.
Um, I was with you, but then I started thinking about Philly. I like what the Bengals do. They future build. Like we knew we was gonna lose Jesse Bates this year, so we drafted Dax Hill last year. So for me, Philly has so much uncertainty. They got a lot of guys that sit in free agency, like you said. Bradbury's a free agent. Gardner Johnson's a free agent. I believe Graham is a free agent. It's a good bit of people that's a free agent, and I hear you. Bijan Robinson could be the next CMC. That's true, but also you got holes that you're gonna need to actually shore up, and you could go out here and get the top cornerback, or you could go get the top O line because you don't know what's going to happen with Jason Kelsey, or start building for when Lane Johnson might retire. Like I I, I like the idea, but I'd rather future build if it was me with that number 10 pick.
So, are any of the corners that's in this draft, and I'm just pulling it up here, um, are any of these guys Sauce or
No, they
Jalen
said nobody.
Ramsey?
They said nobody's sauce, but they got some really good one like Witherspoon. I think he
Yeah,
went to
from
Illinois.
Illinois. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then I heard Christian Gonzalez. And also, you got
yeah,
Joey Porter Jr., who's really good.
yeah. So I
But
mean,
were
yeah, you're
any
not
of
getting the
those
sauce,
guys,
but
worth the 10th pick?
I seen Gonzalez go that high in a mock draft.
Yeah. Well,
So
guess we'll have to see.
my my number two, one that I think you're gonna like a lot. In 2 years, if the coach in the Texans draft Stroud and Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence will be the third best quarterback in that division. Is that an
uh,
overreaction?
the third best quarterback in that division?
Because I would say Bryce Young in this hypothetical, Bryce Young and CJ Stroud become legit quarterbacks, and you know,
No.
could you see? Could you? No, you can't see that.
No, I can't see that. I think Trevor is going to be the best quarterback in that division. And I think CJ Stroud with the Texans will be a better roster and better, well built team ran by D'Amico Ryans over the Colts long term. Next year, the Colts will be, the Texans will still probably be the fourth worst team in that division. But going forward, I think with Stroud, they're going to be actually solid.
I agree. I agree. I think most of them will be good, but is there a world where I could see them two being better than Trevor Lawrence?
Well, I'm really looking at Bryce Young. I mean, he's small. He has a small frame, but he does have arm talent as far as
Hmm.
arm strength. But I mean, what Bama quarterback has really ever really made it in the NFL? One
You
and
got two of them
two,
right now.
Bama quarterbacks. Oh, well, Mac Jones. Oh yeah, Mac Jones and Jalen
Three, what
Hurts.
three, two.
The Tua, yeah, Tua. But Tua is still like he's still on the fence. Like one
Then Mac
bad
Jones on the fence
one
then too. Then
one no 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 no. For some reason, Bill and that organization is trying all they can to maximize Mac Jones's talent.
I'm saying
And
last year they didn't. Then last year they had a
last year they
defensive
didn't.
coordinator running the offense. So
And that's why they brought back Bill O'Brien, to
I
to
agree.
help Mac. They're trying to help Mac. Um,
But look at
Now
Tua now.
Tua is like one bad season away to being right back to being traded and cut. Like Tua's on a very very short leash. Like obviously Jalen's gonna get
I'm
paid.
I'm not the biggest Tua fan, but I think he proven enough that we can kind of put away the questions of or the statements of if he has a bad season, because I think he's a fringe top 10 quarterback.
No, I put him in the. I said he played as a top 10 quarterback this year. I just think that they talk about Lamar going to the Dolphins.
Well, I would choose Lamar over Tua any day, but I mean that you
But
also got to factor in Tua got concussion issues.
exactly, there's health issues there. You know that not only concussion, but like he's always battling some type of injury.
Yeah, yeah.
And Bryce doesn't run the football like. Well, I mean, Drew Brees, he was a pure pocket quarterback. So you know what? I give the height issue. It is what it is.
Hmm. What you got?
For number three, I got John Wall is is on his way out of the league. I mean, I really like John Wall a lot. I mean, John Wall mixtape is top five. High school mixtape top five all time. I don't
Hmm.
care what nobody say.
Austin Rivers too.
Yeah, Austin Rivers is that guy in high school. Um,
Hmm.
but I mean, he's still currently unsigned. I mean, he didn't make the impact with the Clippers that they expected him to. The thing with John Wall was that his speed and his explosiveness, to get to the basket, his attacking ability his athleticism was his
Bread and butter.
yes, and with the injuries, in age, that starts to diminish. So
Hmm.
he doesn't have, the steps that he had before. And, it's unfortunate because John Wall was a great talent and injuries, have kind of ruined his career so far within the last, I would say, 3 years. Actually, he's battled injuries for a while. I would say for at least 4 to 5 years. But yeah, I don't I don't know if a team doesn't pick him up, this year. I don't know if he's going to play basketball in the NBA anymore.
I That was actually my number five. So we on the same page.
Look at that.
I put John Wall would never touch an NBA court again.
Wow.
So I could see it. I mean, things didn't work out with the Clippers. He got bought up by the Rockets. I mean, people have ample time to sign him. Nobody seems like they really want him. And I mean, his play style, I just don't think it mixes well for today's game right now. Like I guess you could say he's more of a pace guy, so it could. But even the teams that's like leading the league in pace, they don't need John Wall. So it's like you saw how it worked out when he went to the Clippers. You got the Clippers who come just mosey on down the floor all slow with Kawhi and PG, and then you got John Wall trying to run up and down the court. So it didn't work too well for him. He didn't really have a place with the Clippers. So I'm leaning towards he played his last game in the NBA, unless there's an injury where they just need like a starting level or backup level point guard.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
my number three. I know how much y'all like these guys, so let's see what you got to say about this. Is it an overreaction? The Kansas City Chiefs will win the championship again next year.
Is it an overreaction?
Yes.
No, it's not an overreaction. I mean, they still got Kadarius Tony. I think they like Isaiah Pacheco a lot. They better play, and ain't gonna have to pay Orlando Brown. I mean, you still got Creed Humphreys there. So you have a solid O line. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is there. Travis Kelsey's there. Um, they're gonna definitely have to find another receiver. So right now there are rumors that they are trying to make a big splash as far as trying to get an elite talent. Who knows what that is? Who knows what position that is? But they got a young secondary. I won't be surprised if they cut Frank Clark, maybe re-sign him. I doubt it. But Chris Jones, I mean, without Aaron Donald in the league. Without Aaron Donald playing, Chris Jones the best interior D lineman in the league. This team still has a lot of pieces. It still has a championship roster. It's just with Mahomes, he can make any receiver pretty much look good because he's going to
Ah,
get them the football. I mean, if you're playing in the league, you're pretty much, I mean, zero. 0.1% of players make it. So I mean, Marcus Valdez Scantling was putting up numbers with CMC. I mean, see, not CMC, Mahomes.
I It's overreaction. Let's relax. You already know where I was
You
going
just
with
you
this.
just don't like the Chiefs. That's just it.
I don't got well, I can't even say I don't got no issue with the Chiefs because call me a hater. I don't care. I don't like the Chiefs. I don't
It's all right. You know you a hater, but it's all good. It's all good.
even when we beat them last year, I didn't like the Chiefs. So it is what it is. Now I have a legit reason not to like them. They beat us. As far as saying that they're gonna definitely like they will repeat, I keep telling y'all this every time a subject come up about any team in the AFC. I won't even call my Bengals the favorites because the AFC is too unpredictable. Now, are there teams that I believe are like head and shoulders above other teams? Yes, that's the Chiefs and the Bengals. I do believe they have advantage over everybody else, but you can't sleep on Buffalo. You can't sleep on the Chargers, the Jags, the Ravens if they keep Lamar, the Steelers. Like it's some teams out here. If Rodgers go to the Jets, it's some teams out here that you still got to worry about. But I'm not. I'm not ready to say they're going to repeat next year.
Okay. Okay. I think there's a possibility, but you never know.
I mean, there's definitely a possibility. I'm not going to say all that, but I'm just saying I'm not going to say they would.
I got another one for you, man. Cat from the Timberwolves, Carl Anthony Towns, will be traded next season. I mean, won't you just build the team around Anthony Edwards? I mean, why don't you trade Cat and get draft capital that you don't have for the next 4 years? They have one first round draft pick in the next 4 years. I mean, he's only played a quarter of the season. There's still, I think they might be eighth in the West right now. So I don't know. I would trade Cat and get some draft capital and build my team around Anthony Edwards, and we go from there.
Um. So the question is, would he get? Is he going to get traded?
Will he be traded this season? Next season?
I believe this offseason he will get traded. Um. This team hasn't worked out. Like they gambled trying to put Rudy next to Cat, and it hasn't paid off for them. So it's like now you don't have draft picks. You have this young star, but now you got big old sorry Rudy Gobert next to him also. So now you gotta the only real option you got to get some of that assets back is trade your other young star who might be ready to leave about in Minnesota because he's been there forever and they haven't really had no success except what 2 years of getting to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think Cat's going. I do.
All right.
My last one. LeBron will never win another championship or make the playoffs. Is that
Ooh,
an overreaction?
I think the playoffs is overreaction,
Hold on,
but
well, hold on. Why I say that? They wasn't guaranteed to make the playoffs this year either, and he was there. Now he's injured. I don't think they're gonna make it, but even with him there, they still wasn't making the playoffs.
we'll get there. But I think that the championship part of the question is correct. I don't think LeBron's going to win another ring. But as far as making the playoffs, I could see them still making the playoffs this year.
Without LeBron, he's probably gonna be out for a good couple weeks. They said he out at least 2 weeks right now. Then he said he got to be reevaluated after the 2 weeks. He heard something pop.
Yeah, I think they still make it. I think they'll sneak in, at least into the play in.
Ooh.
They'll sneak into the play in, and hopefully they make it from there. Hopefully LeBron's back and they can make it in from there.
Mm. What you
All
got?
right, my last one is Kirk Cousins, your boy, Kirk Cousins.
That ain't
Yeah,
my
that's
boy.
your boy, man. You been nah
I
nah
just
nah nah
defend.
nah
I
nah
just
nah nah
defend when I hear what you say,
nah
nigga
nah nah nah
nonsense.
nah nah
That's what
nah.
I just defend when I hear that type of stuff, and it's like you gotta put some respect on this man.
All right, yeah, all right. Well, Kirk Cousins make or break season. This is the last year of his fully guaranteed deal. He could be cut the following year. I mean, he's been with the Vikings for 5 years, and Nothing to show for it. I mean, they with him being there 5 years, they only won 10 games twice. And that was this year, which they won the most. Didn't they win the most games in like NFL history as far as being
Most, yeah.
within being like a certain amount of points?
Hmm.
So I mean, what if we're not winning championships? What are we doing? So I think it's a make or break year for him, as far as him being with Minnesota. Obviously, the way Kirk Cousins, statistically plays, I think he'll always pretty much have a starting job in this league. If Derek Carr is still getting, teams after him, and Ryan Tannehill is still, a starting quarterback on this in the NFL, if Matt Ryan was still getting shots, if Russell Wilson is still getting a shot, I mean, Kirk Cousins would always have a job. But I wouldn't be surprised if this year, next year, they draft another quarterback to replace him at some point.
I agree. I don't. I don't think he gets cut after this year. The only reason why is because of what you're saying. Who is out there to even like? I can see if Anthony Richardson falls this draft, then maybe that yeah, I can see him getting cut. But as of right now, I see no like starting level quarterback. I mean, Kirk is arguably top 10, depending on who you're talking to, a quarterback. So I mean, yeah, they didn't win this year, but it wasn't because of Kirk. That defense was
They did
horrible.
not win that playoff game, and I will give Kirk that. Kirk did not lose them that playoff game.
Yeah, so
I'll
it's
say that.
so we don't. I don't know. I don't know if they had a legit defense. Could Kirk and them have won that game, and then the following week, I don't think they was gonna beat either Philly or the 49ers.
But it
But
was you know what? It was always one thing or another with that team though. If since he's been
that's
there,
true.
because when he first got there, it was the old line. The old line was horrible, but the defense
Hmm.
was really good. They had a really good run game, and Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen was doing their thing.
Hmm.
Then
They
it
just haven't
kind
been able
of,
to put
I
it
would say,
together.
within the last 2 years, it transitioned to where the defense started getting older, and the defense just wasn't good. Even
Hmm.
Eric Kendricks, he took a
Yeah,
he downgraded this year.
yeah,
So I mean, yeah. So it's always been one thing or another with this team, and I think they're a little overrated.
yeah. For my first, what's more likely? What's more likely, Darius? Bills win the Super Bowl or the Cowboys win the Super Bowl?
The Bills or the Cowboys?
Yes.
Ooh.
America's team that everybody praises every year that's going to be a Super Bowl contender, or America's darling last year who they just pre-anointed that was going to win everything from MVPs to Super Bowls
I'm
in the
I'm gonna
Buffalo Bills.
I'm gonna say the Bills. Who's most likely to win a Super Bowl first, or just a Super Bowl? Well,
Let's say
obviously a
next.
Super
Let's say
Bowl.
next year. Let's say next year.
I'm gonna go with the Bills. I'm gonna go with the Bills.
Mm, I would. I'm gonna roll with the Cowboys. I'm not too sold on the Bills.
You just
Like,
you no. With you, it's just every AFC team besides the Bengals. It's just not gonna make it.
hey, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It crossed my mind. I was just like, I could say the Bills, but then at the same time they have the AFC. So nah, we're not gonna say the Bills. I honestly, the Cowboys, they probably like one or two pieces away. So are the Bills though, but the Cowboys honestly have an easier path. Like to be honest with you, you ain't got to deal with no Mahomes or Burrow out there. You literally got Brock Purdy. I mean, however you feel about Jalen Hurts, I think he's probably top five. But at the same time, the Cowboys, that's their division rivals. They could beat the Eagles in the playoffs. It's not unheard of that could happen. So I'm rolling with the Cowboys. I see the ESPN prediction. They said who gonna win Super Bowl next year. They have Bengals over Cowboys.
Yeah, I saw a lot of bull jive, some nigga nonsense like that. I saw a lot of Cincinnati versus somebody,
Hey,
Eagles or
hey,
it was mainly like Cincinnati versus Philly.
You and Jimmy, the only ones hating. Like y'all, the only ones hating.
Ain't nobody hating. I just ain't doing
Y'all,
nothing. I won't be
y'all just
surprised. You know what? I won't
y'all
be
don't want to see
surprised
me
if y'all
happy.
regress, man.
Y'all, Darius, go to your next. Go to your next. Go to your next thing, because I'm
Oh
not listening
man.
to that nigga nonsense right there. We gonna regress. I heard
What's
that
most
last year.
likely to happen, man? Is Cleveland Brown going to restructure Deshaun Watson's contract? I mean, because right now they are $14 million over the cap space. Yes, they are in win now, but if they if they do restructure his contract, they're going to be in like their future cap space is going to be horrible. This deal is not looking good for them right now.
I agree with it. I was watching Mike Florio talk about this. He said that the Browns put something in Deshaun Watson contract where they can restructure his contract without him even having to agree to it. I mean, his money all guaranteed, so it wouldn't matter. Like
Yeah,
he getting it either way. So,
I could just
so
sit at home for a year and I'm still
yeah,
getting the 50 million.
yeah. So I agree. He's probably gonna get restructured. But speaking on Deshaun Watson, my what's more likely, Jordan Love being a star or Deshaun Watson being ass next year?
What?
Jordan
Uh,
Love being a star, if he starts for the Packers, we saw him versus the Eagles. He looked pretty good. Deshaun Watson, on the other hand, this year looked pretty ass to me. So next year, what's more likely?
I guess I don't know. I want to give Deshaun Watson the benefit of the doubt. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and give him one more year.
Oh Lord.
So, I'm not going to say he's going to be ass next year. And I guess I'll go with Jordan Love being pretty good, being a star. I mean,
You know that
he has a run game to lean on. The defense is solid. He has Christian Watson to throw the
going to
deep
trade
ball to.
Rodgers and get some more and get some weapons with
See,
that
look at that.
asset. You know,
Hopefully they draft a receiver the first round for him that
you
they
know,
never did for Rodgers.
I'm gonna agree with you on that one because you know I want to say Watson gonna be ass, but I'm halfway there. But halfway through the season, if I see that he's still doing the same stuff, oh, it's gonna be me like how it is with Russ. That boy will be washed in my books.
Yeah, you got to be careful with you. You talk about me. Be careful what you wish for. You better hope Russ don't come back and start cooking, man.
Cuckoo,
Because
cuckoo.
we're gonna have to make a clip compilation of you
Hey, I
saying
will.
Russ is washed.
Hey, they said he was a potato also. Add that one in there too. Like Russ is washed. I'm
Wow,
not worried about Russ.
wow. All right, for my number two, I got Derek Carr signs with the Saints because the Jets is waiting on Rodgers to decide whether or not he wants to play for them. I mean, I think Derek Carr would be a better fit for the Jets. Obviously, they have a better, well-rounded team than the Saints. They had a good meeting, and I think that they're a veteran quarterback away from actually being a playoff team. But the Jets is doing Jets things, and they are waiting for Rodgers for God only knows what reason. I guess because he's Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, what you think?
Um, yeah, you know how you say with me with my AFC team stuff. This is your version of that with the Derek Carr and the Saints stuff. Like
We welcome him. We
this is
welcome him
your
to New
version.
Orleans, man.
Be careful what you wish for
Yeah.
because I think you think that if he go to the Saints, they gonna be ass. That's the vibe I'm getting with you always
Whether
saying
he
go to
there or not, they're gonna be ass. I'm not worried about the New Orleans Saints.
Oh Jesus. I could see it. Derek Carr. I I think he's gonna have to need to make his decision pretty soon. To be honest with you, if I'm the Jets, I want Derek Carr. To be honest with you, yeah, like Rodgers, you don't know how much more years you're gonna get with him. It could be one or two. I'd rather have Derek Carr. You could get like 4 or 5 seasons out of him. Will y'all win the championship? Who knows? Who really knows? But uh, I guess I'd go with the Jet situation.
Okay.
My third, Chargers get out. What's more likely, Chargers get out the first round or Lions make the playoffs?
Lions make the playoffs.
Dang, no faith in the Chargers, huh?
No. I'm telling you, the Chargers are going to run into that situation where it's going to be that Philip Rivers situation where there are too many good teams in the AFC. And I honestly think keeping the head
So hold
coach,
on, hold on,
keep,
hold on. You just was talking about me with my AFC stuff, but then you turn around and use the same argument for the Chargers.
yeah. Yeah.
What?
Because Justin Herbert isn't Joe Burrow.
You just said we'll regress.
He isn't, yeah, you guys will regress.
I'm gonna clip this. Oh my Jesus. Oh, it's normally Jimmy that says the stuff that get me looking like, what are you saying? But today, you take the cake with us gonna regress.
I mean,
Oh
yeah,
Jesus.
y'all gotta re-sign Von Bell. Y'all gotta re-sign. Which I gonna bring back Eli Apple.
I ain't worried about none of that. You
Yeah,
know,
I know
we
y'all gonna
going
keep P Ryan. So
I mean, there's stuff we can do. We can get rid of mixing. There's some stuff we can do. I'm not too much worried about the Bengals, to be honest with you. Hey, as long as we got 9, we good.
all right, all right. What I got is whatever team Jalen Ramsey goes to will at least win one Super Bowl with him. At least at some point, and it doesn't have to be next year. It could be his second year in, maybe his third year. But I think at least wherever team he goes to, they'll win at least one Super Bowl. I mean, he was still number 8 in pass breakups, 4 interceptions. He gave up 6 touchdowns. Everyone's like, "Oh, Jalen Ramsey digressed." Yeah, he didn't play as well as his standards of Jalen Ramsey. I mean, giving up 6 touchdowns was still 92nd ranked in the NFL. So there was still 91 other players that gave up either the same or more touchdowns. And he still was rated one of the highest corners in the league. I mean, I think that he'll have that Deion Sanders effect where he goes to his next team and they're gonna win a Super Bowl.
Um, wh- who you speaking on? Like what team?
Shit,
Because that's
I
because
don't,
that's
I know a lot
normally.
of people gonna be mad about this, but if 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 Dallas just went out and got Jalen Ramsey, if Dallas went out and got Jalen Ramsey, because I don't think Jalen Ramsey is going to go for a first round draft pick. I think he's going to go for a second and like maybe like 2 seconds and or like maybe like a second and maybe next year's first. I don't think he's going to go for this year's first round draft pick. I don't know because the Rams don't have a draft pick, so they might ask for that draft pick, but I think that would catapult the Dallas Cowboys to winning a Super Bowl.
I don't know, man. They need weapons. I mean, weapons also. So
Why can't you trade for Jalen Ramsey? You need a corner anyway, and still get a receiving weapon.
you could, uh, possibly, Poss- possibly. I'm not too high on the Cowboys doing it. So that's my only pushback on that one. Maybe if he went to the Bengals, you'd get a yeah out of me. Um,
He's not going to the Bengals.
I know. Wishful thinking. Um, who out there? Who is a team out there? I mean, most of the teams that's good, they cap situation, they don't have a lot of cap. So, I'll probably push back on that one slightly unless he takes a pay cut because you see most of the rumors are saying he going to the Lions. The Lions are not winning the championship next year.
Maybe two, maybe three.
Not two, not three. If
I mean,
Jared Goff is their quarterback,
Jeff Okuda finally played his. He finally played like a first round draft pick. Um, who they were talking about? Someone going. Oh, they talking about. I saw rumors. This is a rumor. I don't know if it's true. But I saw rumors that Derrick Henry may be on the trading block. I don't know because they've been putting a lot of players on the trading block that ain't really out there. So they just maybe someone's probably looking for a story to get everyone talking. But Derrick Henry, I heard Derrick Henry may be going to the Lions or the Bills. Right? You give up you lose Jamal Williams to free agency, and you might have to give up DeAndre Swift, but DeAndre Swift is always battling injuries.
um, I did see that thing about them. That's that when I asked you about did you want to talk about teams wanting to blow it up? Oh, the Titans was the first team on my mind that needs to blow that up, that whole thing up in there. Like Derrick Henry, Tannehill, all of them need to be
But
gone.
but they said I think the GM just came out and said they're keeping Tannehill.
Well, they said it was what I read. It was like a was it like really committed. It was more so I don't know how to describe it. It wasn't sounding like you know how if you out here and you ask like the Chiefs, the Bengals, the Bills, they gonna be like, hell yeah, that's our quarterback. It was more like, yeah, as of right now, that's our quarterback. Like if a better situation comes or a better opportunity to get to do something, we'll get rid of him in a heartbeat.
I get it. I get it.
Um, my number four. What's more likely? Clippers win the championship this year or the Bucks lose in the second round?
What's more likely?
Hmm.
Um, hmm. I would say the Bucks losing the second round is more likely than the Clippers winning the championship.
Well, okay, because basically that would mean that either the Celtics, the Cavs, or the 76ers knocked out the Bucks. You could see either not the Celtics. It'd have to be either the 76ers or or the Cavs. Could you see one of them two knocking out the Bucks?
Yeah, I could.
Ooh.
I don't know who's going to be able to stop Giannis, but I think those teams they could put up just as many points as the Bucks. Especially, I mean, the Cavs may be a better matchup, but who's going to stop Embiid on the Bucks?
I mean, nobody's stopping Embiid, but at the same time, who's stopping Giannis? Nobody. So if you ask me, I'm taking the better player. Giannis is better than Embiid, so I'm rolling with Giannis. It's
So
not
you think
like
you think you think it's highly more likely that the Clippers will. Your question was what's more likely to
it's a tricky
happen?
one. It's a tricky one.
I don't believe the Clippers are going to win the championship. I
I
already
don't
know.
either.
I already got the Suns winning the championship.
Okay,
I got the
but
Suns versus Bucks.
I don't think it either. But it's also called what's more likely. I don't think the Clippers are going to win, and I also don't think the Bucks are going to lose in the second round. So what's more likely to happen?
The Bucks to lose in the second round. I'll bet my money on that over the Clippers.
Oh, mm, hmm. It's hard because I just can't see none of them teams beat the Bucks. To be honest with you, the Suns are going to be going. So I guess just by default, I guess I'm gonna have to go with the thing with the Bucks losing in the second round just by default because I have no other option.
All right. All right. My fourth one is the big deals that the Giants is going to have to pay out to Saquon and Daniel Jones is not going to plan out. It's not going to work.
Like it's not going to happen, or it's not going to work out for. It's not going
It's
to work out for them.
it's not gonna work out for them. Saquon, I think he'll end up battling injuries throughout his career. I mean, just look at this year. The first half of the season, 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. The second half, 462 yards and 4 touchdowns. Mind you, I mean, Saquon was really pretty much their only option offensively, besides Daniel Jones running the football. But I think, Daniel Jones will also reveal that, he just isn't that guy changing the life and the dynamics in New York.
Um,
And that team overachieved.
they overachieved, but it's not. I kind of look at it as like one of those up and coming teams. Like they have a good. The head coach is really smart. He's a really good head coach. Then you got like this generational type of running back there, and then you got Daniel Jones. You got Daniel Jones. So I feel like if they just need pieces around them, because I don't know, man. I'm 50-50 on the Giants because they had an easy schedule this year. Yes, they made the playoffs. So what's gonna happen when y'all get a tougher schedule? Y'all don't have any wide receivers. I imagine y'all gonna address that in this offseason. But Daniel Jones asking for like 45 million, like he one of them quarterbacks. So I agree. I can see it not working for them. Or I th- I think what will happen is they try to get a deal done with Barkley and then franchise tag uh, Daniel
Daniel Jones.
Jones. Yeah, that's what I foresee. Um, I ain't got no more. What you got? You got another one?
Yeah, I got one more. I got D'Lo and AD steps up and gets the Lakers into the playoffs. I
Nah,
think they'll step it up with Bron absent, and I think they'll sneak into the play
nah, nah. After
in.
a, I mean, don't get me wrong. They played pretty well until about the end of that third quarter. It started to slip away a little bit versus the Grizzlies last night. So mm, now you talking about AD, talking about he ain't playing again tonight.
I think they're all out
Mm,
tonight. So Bron, AD, and D'Lo,
D'Lo,
they're all
that's
out
a
tonight.
L. That's a L.
Yeah.
Even with Shea not playing tonight, that's a L. Nah, I can't see it without Braun. I can't see them making the playoffs. They was don't get me wrong, they was playing pretty well since the trade, but
It's top 10 duels in the league. You just want to go 1-1.
that's up to you. Yeah, let's do it that
Yeah,
way.
let's do 1-1. So I'm gonna start it off. I do have an honorable
10
mention.
or you starting at 10?
I'm starting at 10, but I do have an honorable mention at 11 because it was tough between my 10 and 11. Um, my 11 is Fox and Sabonis.
Mine too. I'm glad you put some
I
respect on
really,
him.
I really, it was tough because I messed up when we did our receivers rankings, and I forgot Debo, and I almost forgot a certain duo that I did had to put in there, so I had to take someone out, and Fox and some bonus was that. I mean, Fox is a true two-way threat. He plays offense, defense. Sabonis is averaging double double. This team will put up points against anybody. They're the number one scoring team in the league currently. So I gotta put respect on them. My true number 10, I gotta and Jimmy poo-pooed him, and I'm gonna get on him. I'm gonna get him. But it's Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. You got to put the respect on their names. They're both averaging 20 points per game. They currently got the Knicks, the New York Knicks, in the playoffs. They missed the playoffs last year. Brunson has developed into a real offensive threat. Seventh in the league for the New York Knicks win shares. I mean, this team, them two are playing very well. You got to give it to them. We
Mm,
we everyone was like, "Oh, Brunson didn't deserve that money." Well, he's playing like he deserved that money. He's playing like a true star.
he's playing like a star, but that must be mean because they didn't sniff my list at all.
Didn't sniff your list?
didn't sniff it off of the people that I got above him, off of these duos above him. I think these duos have played better this season and are better.
Okay.
So, like you said, honorable mention. I got the Sacramento Kings duo. They a late. I see the Lakers say that they if they make it to the playoffs, they want the Kings. First of all, y'all got to even make it to the number 6 seed. I don't see that happen. But be careful what y'all wish for
The Lakers
because
don't play
them.
no defense. Why they want to play the Kings?
Well, they said the Kings don't play no defense either, and
No, they
because they're
don't.
inexperienced.
They don't.
so,
They don't.
but now, like I'm really, I think De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis would do something, put something. I told y'all last week I'd choose the Kings over the Lakers if it came down to it.
You
Like
did
I'm not trying to hear that mess there. But my true number 10, I got Kawhi and PG. They
at
both
number
putting up.
10.
Hey, if you see this list of people that I got above them, based off of the seasons that these guys are having, and just off of which duo I would rather have. I got Kawhi and PG. They both putting up 23 points a game, and like they basically battling to they on a actually they haven't won a game since they've traded for Russell Westbrook. Like, nah, nah, they cannot be no higher. Everybody else on this list, well, besides one pair, nah, everybody else is playing better than them. To be honest with you, on this list,
When they're actually playing and they're healthy, I don't know. They're solid. I think load management is what's killing them. But honestly, both of those players need it, especially Kawhi. Just like another player on this list, which I'll get to him. But I don't know. I'm gonna let you know I got them higher, a lot
well,
higher.
let me. I was gonna say when I go up here, let me know who you would take Kawhi over, because honestly, these guys on this list, I can't see it. I just can't see them being higher than 10 right now,
So
based off of what they've done.
number nine for me is Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. I think them two as a tandem is a force. Offensively, Donovan Mitchell can score with any. You put up any top scorer in the league right now, Donovan Mitchell could go bucket for bucket easily. Darius Garland, he's just an overall offensive threat. Like he could facilitate the ball, he could score the ball. I mean, as a roster constructed, I really like the Cavaliers. I mean, with the two bigs, they play defense, they board, they do all the dirty work, and Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland just is just your offensive threats. So I mean, for me, them two as a tandem is like a gold mine. That's what you want right there.